Travels with Phil continues in Florissant Fossil Park or National Monument in Colorado. This is a ponderosa pine, I believe. This is enormous. Going lengthwise across this, that's probably a good 10-12 feet. This is all a fossilized tree. You can see that they dug down a little bit. This was an ancient seabed that then grew into a forest. It was covered by what's called a lahar, something that Mount St. Helens did many years ago, a big flow that would come through here and covered everything up. It wasn't able to decay, and so eventually the minerals took over. That's your basic story for fossilizing wood or petrified forest. Just imagine how big these trees would have been. Now over in the distance, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see it. You can see some folks over there in orange walking toward another tree, another stump. That's how big these things are. These things are huge. They're not everywhere, but again, that's a tree stump right there. And in just a second, you'll see the people coming out from behind the trees. There you go. You see them over on the left there. That gives you an idea how big this is. I'll put this on pause and continue with some more things. Here's another large stump. Now the trees you see in the distance, that's maybe 100 feet away. Those are regular sized trees, maybe a couple feet across. Gives you an idea of how big this is. This area used to be owned privately, two different families. In fact, they would chunk out the pieces of the petrified wood and the fossils that are found in some other parts of the park, more over there, and sell them to the public. And they actually got a bit violent toward each other, trying to undercut each other's businesses. So eventually the National Park Service took over, and you can see, all right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, it'll get shaky. Now the full size, these are trees that are probably, 1.5 to 2 feet across. And then right over here, this little fence area, you can see right there, just at the base of that little sign, you can see a little bit of white above the grass level. That's another one of these big trunks. That gets you an idea how wide these trunks really are. So going back to pause. All right, I'm at that next tree I was just showing you in the distance, and this is what the tree might have looked like, 250-foot redwood. And then this would be just the stump that's left over. They learned a lot from the trees 35 million years ago, more than 230 feet tall, buried in volcanic mud flows. So this is that trunk. And here are the nearby trees. Those go up maybe 15 to 20 feet tall. They're not very tall trees, but still this gives you an idea how big this trunk is and how little that trunk is, and that's only about 25 feet away. So that's some comparisons for you. I'm going to pause again. All right, this is the big stump. There you go. You can see how big it is from the lady standing over there. They're a little above 5 feet. You can see some of the stratifications behind it. Right up here, that's some of the shale right up there. That's where you'd find some of the fossils. And then that would be caprock up above it. So this is what kept it all underground, so it was able to fossilize without getting reached by air, so it would deteriorate. This is big. Now they tried to cut it up into multiple pieces so they could move it. And right up here on the top you can see two pieces of a saw blade. Right there. So this is the big stump, and it's very big. All right, continuing on.